What's up, guys? So I just got done filming the week 158 update of my keto journey. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna link it right here and down below because it'll make more sense what I'm talking about for this video. So the main thing is I am going to be working on my emotional health. Now, I feel like it's just something that I haven't put as much effort in as I've done other parts of my journey. So I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. So I'm gonna be filming all week what I've been eating, you know, what I'm doing, what I'm feeling, all of that, because this is more for me than for you guys. However, if you're like me, you're an emotional eater, you wanna get to the bottom of this stuff, perhaps you'll get something out of this, you know, and that's basically what I'm trying to say. So anyways, let's head to the kitchen. Now, if you watch that video, you'll know that I was trying to decipher between head hunger or physical hunger. So the main thing is right now it is, you know, a little bit like 11:30. I just finished that editing, filming, you know, all that part of my weekly update. So I have not had time to eat today. So it is 11:30 and let me get my phone here. And if you're not using some type of like a food diary, and for instance, like a MyFitnessPal or Carb Manager or something like that to track or write down what you're having, every single thing that's in your mouth, I highly recommend you do so. So I'm gonna use Carb Manager, but like I said, there's a bunch of different ones. But as you can see, if the glare goes off, I have had nothing today. So I am hungry right now, and I am actually hungry. You know, I have not eaten anything today. So like, not to justify being able to like bust out food right now, but I'm saying that's what I'm gonna be doing when I'm feeling hunger or that urge to eat. The first question, am I hungry? you know, the next one, like, do I need more food? Am I good? Do I need to finish my plate? You know, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna be asking these questions all week, and I'm gonna try to really make this something that comes natural, and it's not something I have to like think about, okay, what's the first thing I'm trying to keep track of? What's the second thing? What's the third thing? So I want this to come natural, and maybe this is gonna get down to the root of my overeating, my emotional eating, that kind of thing. So I also, being that I'm gonna write down what I'm having in a food log, I'm also gonna write my feelings right here. So maybe by the end of the week, I can judge or see some type of pattern or just see something, or maybe just get some of these thoughts off my chest. Maybe that'll be what helps. Regardless, we're gonna work through that this week. Being that it's later in the day and I really have to get going, like I'm already running behind and playing catch up, I have to get that workout in. I only have so much time in the day before the kids are out of school. So I'm gonna just do a convenience breakfast, and I'm doing a protein shake. I'm not getting to get into the nitty gritty of all that. I feel like sometimes when you're in a pinch, protein shakes work. Had I planned ahead of time, which I should have done, but yesterday I took the day off, we had a family day, that kind of thing. Had I planned ahead of time, I'd have some like hard-boiled eggs, you know, something that's easy to just grab and go. And also the other thing is, protein's a great way to fill up fast, to feel fuller longer, and it helps when I go out to the gym and I'm gonna go, you know, build some muscle. It helps repair what I just did out there so that I have good body composition changes. We wanna burn fat and build muscle. So anyways, I'm gonna pour my first meal of the day, and I'll meet you back here for lunch. And I just wanted to give a big thank you to Electrolytes for sponsoring this video. I have been making it a big priority of mine to drink my water. Stop drinking so much soda, stop drinking so much coffee, and focus on water or water with electrolytes. Especially living a ketogenic lifestyle, you can easily flush all of your electrolytes out, so adding them to your water, just a smart thing to do. If you would like to try Electrolytes, get a free sample pack. Each pack contains 8 packets, 8 unique flavors in that sample pack. All you have to do is pay shipping, around $5 for the US residents. It's only available for a limited time, limit 1 per customer, and to get this deal, you can only use my link down below. Now let's get back to the show. So we have a omelet going in here. I just mixed some, like 3 eggs with a half tablespoon of butter and some pink salt. And meanwhile, while that's cooking, I'm gonna measure out some cheese. All right, so if you're curious what a serving of cheddar cheese looks like, that's how small it is. But next I'm gonna flip this, and then I'm also going to be adding some salsa, 2 tablespoons or 31 grams of salsa. Make sure your salsa is sugar-free. And that is a serving of salsa, which is a lot less than I thought. I've been probably putting double this amount on, so this is a good thing. Perception and reality. Okay, so lunch today is my salsa and cheese omelet, 3 eggs, half tablespoon of butter, and then I have 2 ounces of Dubliner cheese. I started snacking on it and then was like, oh, gotta share my plate. So, but 2 ounces of Dubliner cheese off the block. So that is lunch. All right, the kids just came home to school. It's about 3 o'clock now and I am hungry. So I'm gonna make a protein shake and a afternoon coffee. So pretty straightforward. Coffee has collagen in it, it's unflavored, and just some cream. And then with the protein shake, I just do unsweetened almond milk and a scoop of protein powder. So that'll hold me till dinner, and dinner tonight is gonna be chili. Okay, so another thing that I have been getting sloppy about when it comes to my perception and reality is measuring coffee creamer. So for instance, the difference between 2 and 3 tablespoons or 2 and 4 tablespoons of heavy cream, or even half and half, is a big difference. You know, those little bit of extras throughout every single day, because I have my coffee every day, certainly do add up. So this is one thing that I'm going to suggest, measuring. So this is a 2 tablespoon measuring spoon. I've been using this, I don't know, I got this for Christmas like 5 years ago. I love this thing. So it's a 2 tablespoon measuring spoon, and I'm gonna make sure that I measure my creamer when I put it in my coffee, so that when I log 2 tablespoons, I literally had 2 tablespoons. So anyway, it's just a fun tip. And upon first glance, this is a lot darker than I normally have when I pour it. So I'm probably a lot lighter in color. Like I've been probably having 4 tablespoons in my coffee instead of 2 tablespoons. So anyways, reality versus expectations. Okay, so it is now dinner time and I'm making 2 recipes. One, it's cold tonight. We have softball practice, so I'm gonna make a chili. But being that I'm using a big, like 3-pound thing of ground turkey, I'm gonna go ahead and meal prep a meatloaf for tomorrow. So this chili is gonna make about 6 servings, so I'll have enough for today, plus lunch tomorrow, and then dinner is gonna be the already made up meatloaf. So it's just trying to stay on top of things, plus it's pretty easy to stay on track. If you have something ready to go, all you have to do is put it in the oven. So let me flip the camera around and show you what we have. So I'm using ground turkey. This one is 85-15 for the fat ratio and protein. I have a jar of Rayo's. Any sauce will do, just check the sugar. I'm gonna do a can of Rotel just for a little extra flavor. I've diced up, this is and measured, this is 8 ounces of onion, and I have 13 ounces of diced green pepper. And then this is for the meatloaf. So on this side, I made my own chili seasoning. I'll put the recipe link down below, but this is basically as easy as it can get. So I'll pop that in there. So I measured 2 tablespoons, you can see the oil at the bottom, of avocado oil, and now all I'm gonna do is saute up the onion, the pepper, and the ground beef, and then I'll meet you back at that next step. All right, so I'm putting in 1.5 pounds of that ground turkey, and I'm gonna cook that through, and then I'll be back to add in the spices and the last few ingredients. All right, so I put the sauce in there and mixed it up, covered it up, and then I actually forgot to put the can of Rotel in there, so I just took it out, and we'll save it for an upcoming batch of chili, so I'm not gonna log that, obviously. So next I'm gonna make the meatloaf for tomorrow. So I have right here 1.5 pounds of the turkey. I have my homemade breadcrumbs that I dehydrated some keto bread. It's the carbonate that's gluten-free. And so I toast it and then ground it up at a food processor. So it's a good thing to have that on hand, just for having breadcrumbs and stuff like that. So, and then that was Parmesan cheese. I'm gonna add 1 egg and then my spices. So I'm gonna be back when this is all mixed up. Okay, and here is the finished product, looking delicious and tasty, of my turkey chili. So I'll go over the macros really quick. I calculated this 6 servings, so 11 net carbs, 32 grams of protein, 27 grams of fat, and 431 calories per serving. So I'm gonna make myself a nice delicious bowl, and I'll see you at the next recipe. Okay, so here is a close-up of my food log. You can see that I've actually been a little over in calories. I did 1,652 calories. That puts me slightly over my goal, but it's despite being hungry, it goes to show you that I was not hungry, it was head hunger. Alrighty, it is the next morning and I'm making just some eggs, keeping it simple. I'm going to switch it up a little bit and add some garlic and some Italian seasoning to the eggs today. But that's just to keep things interesting so you don't get egged out. So as soon as this finishes melting, next is a ½ tablespoon of butter. I wanted to use pesto, but apparently I have used up all of my pesto. So I'll have to get more. And breakfast today is my buttery herb eggs and a chocolate protein shake. And lunch today is leftover chili. Dinner tonight is going to be roasted kale, which I basically just spraying some avocado oil, salt, pepper, rubbing it into kale, and then I'm gonna roast it in the oven at 400 degrees. And then there's the meatloaf I prepped yesterday. And then here's the finished product. I had about 8 ounces of the turkey meatloaf and a side of kale, unsweetened ketchup, and here's the macros. You can see that I'm also over today slightly, nothing to sweat about. I did work out, but my chili, my lunch, my dinner, my snacks, everything's all logged, and I still had plenty of food. So despite me saying I'm hungry, I definitely wasn't actually hungry. So this week has been kind of tough. I've been struggling with this head cold thing. And it's just been one of those things where I had time to think a lot this week and slow down, you know, take it all in. And I have found that first thing I need to do is get rid of all of the Valentine's candy that was in this house. I put each of my kids, I put it in a Ziploc baggie, put it in the pantry in a spot that I don't look at. So they can have their they can have their candy, and I don't have to see it every day, because by seeing that candy in this house was triggering me, and in order for me to get this journey going and get that momentum going again, I had to get rid of all of that temptation. Out of sight, out of mind. So the first thing, that helped me. Second thing, I wondered this week, why do I, like when my kids ask me for a piece of candy or a piece of their candy, and I say, yeah, you can have one. No big deal. They have their one, they go off and do their own business. And I'm like, why don't I have that kind of self-control when it comes to me? Why do I need the entire bag of Hershey's Kisses? Why does one not do it for me? So I've just been thinking all week stuff like that. You know, how can I just stop at one? How do I not get triggered? So these are things that are gonna have to take a lot of diving deep into Jess, you know, to find out what is going on here. So, but my goal is to have the type of discipline that I give my kids, like you can have one and move on. That's my goal. You know, like I wanna be able to get to that point someday. But right now I think I literally have to cut it all out and get control back again before I can just start, you know, even entertaining that. But that is something that why would I let my own kids only have one, but I would allow myself the whole bag? You know, like, why? You know, that self-discipline needs to be applied for me too, not just my kids. And then the next thing is by drinking water this week in general. Oh my gosh, I feel so much better. I feel so much more hydrated. I feel better about the choice. I never enjoyed the stigma that comes with eating or drinking diet soda, but more Coke Zeros were getting into my diet, and I didn't need to be drinking all of that. That's more caffeine. You know, it's not the best ingredients. So by switching, just sipping on water all day, that has helped a lot. So, and as simple as that sounds, water. So, yeah, that's a big tip, and that has helped tremendously. Also, when it comes to feeling hunger, after tracking my macros all week, I discovered that I was overeating way more at dinner than I thought. So I would track breakfast and lunch in Carb Manager, right? Dinner comes, I'd get sloppy. I'd make a keto meal, but then I wouldn't log or track or see anything about it. So this week, I have felt hungry. I was clearly eating way more than I thought I was doing, and that's that perception versus reality thing. My perception is I was not eating much. The reality was I was overeating. I have been overeating. So by not tracking dinner this whole week, I see on paper I have met my macros. I have met every goal that I need to do, but I was still hungry. Well, yeah, so that has been an attitude adjustment, and probably is why I'm not seeing results in the scale, because if you're being good for the breakfast and lunch by logging that, but you don't log dinner, who knows what you're doing? And right now I have to get that control back. Obviously down the line, the goal is to not have to track everything, but right now I need to get my portion sizes, my serving sizes, all of that back under control before I can even entertain not tracking, because it was eye-opening this week. I'm like, man, I finished dinner, but I'm still hungry. But am I actually hungry? Or is it head hunger? Is it just the notions of going through and eating and eating and eating, and all those little bites when I'd make my kids' school lunches and stuff? I'll grab a bite, you know, while I'm bagging up something for their lunches. All of those things didn't get tracked or logged, but yet I ate them, you know? So it's like all the little hidden calories that I was having in the evening, it all explains so much. So this week I was much better behaved, much more disciplined, and that head hunger was not actual hunger. It was head hunger because I'm used to just snacking, having this enormous dinner. So kudos to me for kind of figuring that out. And also, if I was hungry, I went and had a sip of water. And in 15 minutes, if that didn't clear it, then I would go have a snack. Every single time I did that, the hunger went away. So it's like, just overcoming these little things right now that I have all these little pieces in the journey has been kind of eye-opening this week. So I was very off track. My perception and my reality were not equal. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to try Element Electrolytes, use that link down below. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.